class.
Good morning, ma'am.
So today, we're going to discuss all about the last chapter of Rizal's life. It was an interesting story of our hero, which has been ended after serving our very own land. And so let's go and let's get started. So, on December 29 to 30, year 1869, it was said that Dr. Jose Rizal returned to his cell after the court martial law. He became busy for his visitors on his last 24 hours in his land. His visitors are the Jesuit priest, Josephine Bracken, and his members of the family, which are Santiago Matrix, some friends in which secretly finishing his farewell poem. Anyone who can continue our discussion? Miss Romina?
Ma'am, Rizal as a Christian martyr accept the sentence for him for his beloved country. And I know it was called Perlas ng Dagat ng Silangan, or what we called Pearl of the Orient Sea. And I think it was, you can see or you can read on article entitled, what do we call that? Unfortunate Philippine, if I'm not mistaken.
Well done. At the last hour of Rizal,
At 6 o'clock in the morning, Captain Rafael Dominguez, which was designated by Governor General Camilo Plovieja, read the death sentence to the condemned prison. Rizal to be shot at Bagumbayan by the firing squad at 7 o'clock in the morning. After the trial, Rizal moved to prison chapel, having Father Miguel Sadera Mata and Father Luis Bisa as his visitors.
Rizal to be shot at Bagumbayan by the firing squad at 7 in the morning.
At the time of 7:15 a.m., Rizal shows the statue of heart of Jesus, which he carved with his penknife as an Athenian student. While by the time of 8 o'clock a.m., Father Antonio Rizal came to relieve Father Visa and invited Rizal for a breakfast. Afterwards, Lieutenant Luis de Andrade came.
Thank you, my dear friend, for these gallant services and treat to me. It's my pleasure to serve you, my dear friend.
At 9 o'clock a.m., Father Faura came and reminded Rizal that he will be beaten upon writing the novel Noli Me Tangere.
How are you, Rizal? I'm fine, Father Faura. You will be beaten, Rizal, because of writing the novel Noli Me Tangere. And I know that after all the struggles and hindrances, you might get the justice and freedom. Oh, Father, you are indeed a prophet.
Wow! That was an interesting part of the story. Rizal visiting by his friends and priests. So, what happened next?
Jaisa, it was said that 10 a.m. Fathers Jose Villaclara at the Chain Ateneo and Father Vicente Balagver, his sweet missionary in Dapitan, came to visit Rizal. And then, he had been interviewed by Santiago Mata in his newspaper called El Heraldo de Madrid.
that's great, Ned. At 12 o'clock a.m. to 3:30 p.m.,
Rizal left alone in his cell. On that time, he continued to write his farewell poem and hide it to his alcohol cooking stove. He wrote also a letter for his friend, Professor Blumentritt.
My dear brother, when you receive this letter, I shall be dead. Tomorrow at 7, I shall be shot. But I am innocent of the crime of rebellion. I am going to die with a tranquil conscience. Goodbye, my best, my dearest friend, and never think ill of me, Jose Rizal.
At 3:30 p.m., Padre Balaguer returned and discussed to Rizal about his destruction of the anti-Catholic ideas in his writings and even the membership in Mansari. At the time of 4 o'clock p.m., Doña Chidora came. Rizal and Doña Chidora hugged tight each other. They both emotional as they have been separated by guards. Later on, Trinidad entered and fetched Doña Chidora. As Trinidad and Doña Chidora were leaving, Rizal gave Trinidad the alcohol cooking stove and whispers to Trinidad.
There is something inside the lamp.
Trinidad knew and understood what his brother means. It is a parallel poem, a priceless gem of Philippine literature.
How poor our Dr. Jose Rizal is. If I'm in his situation, I can't take it anymore. Dr. Jose Rizal is really a brave man and a pride of our country.
That's true. So let's continue our discussion, and later on, you will shock and surprise what will happen next. It was said that at 6 o'clock p.m. Rizal received a visitor, Don Silvino Lopez Puron, the Dean of Manila Cathedral, Fathers Balaguer, and at the left was Villa Clara and Don Silvino leaving.
By the time of 8 o'clock p.m., Rizal had his supper with Captain Dominguez.
I already forgave my enemies, including military judges who condemned me to die, Captain.
At 9:30 p.m., Don Gaspar Sestaño, the fiscal of the Royal Audiencia, came and had a conversation with Dr. Jose Rizal.
This is the best year that I can offer to you, Don Gaspar Sestanya. Thank you for a heartwarming welcome, Dr. Rizal. I am happy, Don Sestanya, that you visited me here and for the last time of my life here in my native land. I'm glad too that I saw you, Rizal.
After the conversation, Don Sestaño left the cell with a good impression and noble character of Dr. Rizal.
And from that time of 10 o'clock p.m. December 29, the anti-Archbishop Bernardino Nozaleda sent the draft of the retraction and was submitted by Father Balaguer to Rizal to sign it. But it was rejected by Rizal.
But, Ma'am, why Dr. Jose Rizal rejected it?
JV, it was because it was too long and Dr. Jose Rizal didn't like it.
Ma'am, I also have an idea according to Father Balaguer's testimony in which he showed Rizal in a shorter retraction in which is prepared by Father Pio. After that, Rizal wrote his own retraction and hid his own mastery in his religious ideas in which it is anti-Catholic, but It was controversial for Rizalist scholars and claim it to be forgery. But scholars, it is genuine and all about these controversies. Indeed, Dr. Rizal was a Filipino hero.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, Rizal heard Mass, confessed his sins, and even took Holy Communion. At the time of 5:30 in the morning, he took his last breakfast on earth, and wrote 2 letters for his family and to his brother Pasiano.
To my family, I ask you for forgiveness for the pain I caused you. But someday I shall have to die, and it is better that I die now, in the plenitude of my conscience. Dear parents, brother and sisters, give thanks to God that I may preserve my tranquility before my death. I die resigned, hoping that with my death you will be left in peace. Ah, it is better to die than to live in sufferings. Console yourselves. I enjoin you to forgive one another the little menaces of life and try to live united in peace and good harmony. Treat your old parent as you would like to be treated by your children later. Love them very much in memory. My dear brother, it has been 4 years and a half that we have not seen each other, nor have we communicated with each other. I do not think it is due to lack of affection on my part nor on yours, but because knowing each other so well, we do not need to talk to understand each other. Now, I am about to die, and it is to you that I dedicated my last line, to tell you how sad I am to leave you alone in life, burdened with the weight of the family and our old parents. I am thinking now how hard you have worked to give me a career. I believe I have tried not to waste my time. Brother of mine, if the fruits has been bitter, it is not my fault, but the fault of circumstances. I know that you have suffered much on my account, and I am sorry. I am assured, brother, that I die innocent of this crime of rebellion. If my former writings have contributed, I do not deny it absolutely. But then I thought I have expiated for the past with my deportation. Tell our father I remember him and how I remember my whole childhood of his affection and his love. Ask him to forgive me for the pain that I have unwillingly caused him. Your brother, Rizal.
Take this book as my gift.
Goodbye, my beloved husband.
Oh, poor Josephine and Jose. That was a sad story. Why this happened to Jose, our martyr hero?
Miss Aldovino, calm down and be ready on what happened next.
At 6 o'clock a.m., soldiers were getting ready for that march at Bagumbayan. From this point, Rizal wrote a letter to his parents.
My beloved father, pardon me for the pain with which I repay you for sorrows and sacrifices for my education. I did not want nor did I prepare it. Goodbye, father. Goodbye.
So class, let's move on to the death of our hero at Bagumbayan. Who knows about this part of Rizal's life?
About 6:30 in the morning, trumpets sounded at the Fort Santiago. It was the sign to that march at Bagumbayan. The soldiers with bayoneted rifles were ready. Afterwards, Rizal walked calmly. With his side was Lieutenant Luis Tabial de Andrade, and on the other side was Father March and Villa Clara. It was also said that Rizal dressed elegantly in black suit, black derby hat, black shoes, white shirt, and black tie. As the drums produce loud sounds, it seems that everyone to be out at Bagumbayan to see how the martyr dies. Walking to the narrow Postigo gate, the cavalcade reached the Malecon. Rizal looked at the sky and said to one priest,
How beautiful it is today, Father. What morning could be or serene? How clear is corridor and mountain of Cavite. On morning like this, I used to take a walk with my sweetheart. Is that Ateneo, Father? Yes, Rizal.
They reached the field of Bagumbayan and it's surrounded by crowd. Rizal walked serenely to the place where he was told to stand. It was grassy lawn by the shore of Manila Bay between two lampposts.
It was said also that Rizal knows what happens next.
Talo na lang kaya. Talo na lang.
Oh.
Maganda paggabuan.
Father March, Father Villaclara, and to my gallant defender, Lieutenant Luis de Andrade, farewell. I am glad to see you here.
One of the priests blessed him and gave crucifix to kiss, and Rizal bowed his head. Rizal requested the firing squad to shoot him facing them, but sadly the captain denied the order. Instead, to shoot him in the back, facing the sea, fire him at the back, and the physician Dr. Felipe Ruiz have said,
First your pulse before they shoot you. Wow, that was amazing. You are not afraid to die.
Dr. Felipe was amazed when he found out that the pulse of Dr. Jose Rizal is normal, showing that Rizal was not afraid to die. The drums filled the air with death rattles. Under it was the command, fire, and the guns of the firing squad heard. Rizal shot at right side body and fell down to the ground, dead.
Fire!
It was 7:03 in the morning when he died. Bloom at his manhood, 35 years, 5 months and 11 days.
Very good, Shaina. So, what will happen next?
It is interesting to know that 14 years before his execution, Rizal predicted that he will die on December 13th.
He was then a medical student in Spain, in which he had a diary saying,
Ma'am, can I continue the discussion?
Oh, so sure, Miss Cagete.
So, when the bullet of firing squad killed Dr. Jose Rizal, and the band enjoy how poor Rizal died, and they played Gay Marcha de Cadiz.
poor by goaded Spaniards of no vision, they were fully unaware of history's inexorable tides, for the execution of Rizal presaged the foundation of independent nation. True that the Spanish bullets which killed Rizal destroyed his brain, but the libertarian ideas spawned by his brain destroyed the Spanish rule in the Philippines. As Cecilio Apostol, greatest Filipino epic poet in the Spanish, aptly rhapsodized, "Rest in peace in the shadows of oblivion, redeemer of a country in the bondage, in the mystery of the grave, don't cry. Heed not the momentary triumph of the Spaniard, because of a bullet destroyed your kingdom. Likewise, your idea destroyed an empire." By his writings, he's awakened Filipino nationalism and paved the way of the Philippine Revolution. He proved that the pen is mightier than history. As a many-splendid genius, writer, scientist, and even political martyr, he richly deserves the history salute as the national hero of the Philippines.